Hello you guys, it's me, I'm Lucy, and yes, I am back for a brand new video. First of all, can we just appreciate this hair, okay? This is my JK hair from JK Hair. I have a review on it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay. And something else I have to say is that it's so hard for me to film nowadays because the time change has changed, and now as soon as 5 o'clock hits, dark. And if you go to school and you go to work and all these things, you don't really have the time in between that to film. So it's really hard for me to film these days. But now that I have the time to film, I want to, film. Today's video, I was thinking of filming. I was thinking, since I am an immigrant child, and a lot of us out there are immigrant children. Like, actually, everybody's an immigrant child of somehow. But since I am an African Congolese immigrant child, I want to tell you guys some of the things that I appreciate about being an immigrant child, because there's so much bad out there about being immigrant, but there's some really good things out of it. Some really good ethics, some really good things that you learn if you're an immigrant child. Like, I am an immigrant child, and for those of you guys who don't watch my videos late all the time, I live in Canada right now, but I'm from Congo. And I just have a couple lists and a couple things I will bring up and I will talk about. So sorry for the noise in the back. Yes, so I'm just going to go through a couple of things, a couple lists, and everything I bring up, I'm going to explain what I mean behind it. I'm going to go through 5 things that I think are amazing for being an immigrant child. And before I get into the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel and become a subscriber. You're appreciated. I don't know why I'm talking so low today. Actually, there's a baby sleeping right there, somewhere down there, and I don't want to wake her up. But let's get into the video. Firstly, I think being an immigrant child is an amazing thing, because first of all, you get to be able to know a different life besides from the life that you will be living for the rest of your life, if you guys know what I mean. For example, I am from Congo originally. I was born there, I was raised there, and I've been here for a couple of years. And being from Congo, I learned to appreciate myself, appreciate my culture. I have learned to appreciate life. I've learned to appreciate the simple small things in life. I have learned to appreciate people. I've learned to just love life and live life to the fullest. And also, not only that, I've learned to just know the difference between suffering and not suffering. I've suffered in my life, so I know what it means to suffer. I know what it means to have lots. I know what it means to be grateful. You become more grateful of small things in life. I think that's a really good thing to have, because there's people that are born here, lived here for their whole entire life, that don't even know what's happening outside of their little bubble. But like, I've seen what else is out there. You know what I mean? I've seen it, I've experienced it, I have been through it, I've seen people go through it, I've seen family go through it. So not only does it like make me very happy to know that I'm not an ignorant person that only cares what happens in my country, in my area, my bubble, or my family, my circle of friends, but also at the same time, I get to remember what life was in a different country. I get to remember how I survived in a different country. I get to remember how I suffered. Like, it's not even bad memories. I don't see it as bad memories. I see it as things that made me me, because if I didn't go through all those things, I wouldn't be me. So that's how I see it. But yes, that's one. 2 is that my little sister just went to put the music on. Why? Anyways, 2 is you will have an amazing work ethic. it's just it's a drive that pushes you to work harder to get best that to get the best that works for you. To not only that is that most immigrant children have parents that came from that came from countries that were suffering and went through so much, were poor and things like that. And then when your parents work so hard to bring you to a different country so you can have a better life, and you can and they can see you glow up and be better and be the best you can be, and that's just something that will make them very happy. And I feel like it's like an obligation to just be able to give back to your parents. It's not an obligation, it's like just something that you have in your heart, something that you will always appreciate, something that will make you very, very happy to know that my parents went through all this for me. It's my turn to go through all this for them. Like for example, I will always appreciate what my parents went through to bring me and my family, my siblings here, because my parents left their parents, they left their sisters, their brothers, their uncles and aunts and grandmas and grandparents. They left everybody back behind, and they said, these are my children. I want to give them a better life. And I feel like it's just something that we appreciate. And as a child of an immigrant parent, I want to be able to work hard, make them proud, make them feel like what they went through, all that they went through was worth it, and make them feel like I appreciate all the work that they did for me. Because I feel like most parents think that their kids don't appreciate what they do for them. So that, and that just makes them so sad, because especially if you have suffered a lot to get to where you are at this point, and then you realize that your kids don't appreciate all the work that you put through for them, that is something that's very depressing and very, very sad. It makes me sad to even think people are out there that do this to their parents, that suffered so much for them. So back to the work ethic. It helps you. It helps you help yourself, push yourself more, because we're not only in our heads. It's not only what trying to make our lives better. We're trying to make our parents' lives better as well, because that's the reason why they brought us here. They brought us here so that we're able to live this life. And I feel like as an immigrant child, you kind of have this obligation in your head to be able to live this life to the fullest, as much as you can, at least. Number three is you're humble. You're a humble person. Once you've suffered, not specifically suffer, once you've gone through a rough patch in your life, you will realize how humble you can be, how forgiving and how just appreciative you can be. Because going from this rough patch to this life where you're able to go to school, and especially for females, you don't have to get married at a young age. You're more humble to things in life, because you're able to work hard. You appreciate what got you there. You appreciate, and not only that, you appreciate your country. You appreciate the country that shaped you to be who you are, and you're just thankful that you're able to live this life, this safer life, to as much of an extent that it can be safe for you, like as safe as it can be for you. That the fact that you can live that life, and you appreciate that a lot more, because it's like you're thanking God for being able to give you this new life, where basic things that you don't have to worry about back home, you don't really have to worry about here, because it's safer, you're safer, everybody else is safer. Number four is you have an advantage in life. Okay? People that are immigrant children, most of them still speak, still practice, still live the traditional ways of lives. Okay? And not only that, is that you will always have another place to go. You will always have another place to call home. You will always and the advantage in life that I talk about is that most people that come from a different country speak a certain language. And if you're coming from this certain country and you speak a certain language, it's like an advantage, because not everybody can understand what you're talking, what you're saying. I'm not saying exactly that you're insulting people. I'm saying that it's such an amazing thing to have. Having a second language, having another language to speak, having another way to express yourself, I consider that an advantage in life, because if I'm with my mom in public and I want to talk to my mom, I can speak to her in my language where she will understand me, and the people around me wouldn't know what I'm telling her. And not specifically that I'm insulting anybody. I mean, sometimes I do, but that's a whole different thing. But I consider that an advantage in life, and because we worked so hard for this culture that we've grown up with, that when we come to a different place, we want to keep that culture. I think culture is such an amazing thing, and I think if you have any type of culture behind you, is something that you should be appreciative, which is something that you should be expressing, and it's something that gives you an advantage in life, because not everybody is like you. Not everybody can speak the language you speak. Not everybody can relate to how you live. Not everybody can understand the type of food you eat. But at the same time, this is you. You can't change for nobody. This is the you. This is the advantage you have in life. You get to be you. You don't have to assimilate. You don't have to assimilate in any other culture, because you have this beautiful advantage of having your own culture, having your own ways of life, your own language, your own religion, your own everything. And it's just an amazing thing. And people will still hate. If anybody hates, just give them the. Just yeah. because nobody has a say in how you're gonna live your life, because it's your life. It's number five, last but not least, is Lord, is having and being multicultural. Like I said before, love cultures. I think if somebody that expresses, that loves, that enjoys, that shows off their culture, is such a bold, strong individual, because in our society, especially nowadays, it's such a hard thing to do, to be able to just go out and express yourself in your ways of life. And I think most immigrant people try to keep that culture as much as possible, and which I appreciate so much, because I love being from Africa. I love having to eat fufu. I love having to tell people my stories as a child. I love dealing with ignorant people that don't know where Africa is or where Congo is. I love just being able to dance and sing and move and groove the way I want to move and groove, because of my culture. And it kills me to know that there's people that don't appreciate their culture. Most immigrant children appreciate and love their culture, because their culture is them. Like, you can't change a person a person can't change just because they're in this new environment. And I hope that everybody that's an immigrant child does not try to hide their culture. Girl, boy, let it go, let it show, express yourself in however how you want, your cultural dresses, your cultural languages, your cultural dances and things like that, because it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. And being able to tell other people about where you're from and how your country is and how your home is amazing, because There's literally people out in this world that don't know where, let's say, Africa is. And I'm like, where have you been living? So it's my job to teach them. I look at it as schooling them. You're schooling people to appreciate your culture, because culture is an amazing thing, you guys. It's an amazing thing. Never be ashamed of your culture. Never be ashamed of your language. Never be ashamed of your skin. Never be ashamed of your ways of life. Never be ashamed of your religion. Don't be ashamed of anything. Trust, it will make a huge difference in the way you present yourself and have other people have other people present themselves to you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and that's it. I appreciate you guys all so much. Thank you guys so much. Y'all are amazing. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to press the button. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. If anybody agrees with anything that I said today, let me know in the comments below, and I will reply back, because I'm a nice person like that. And I love you guys all. Peace, like, subscribe, and share. Bye.